MotoVagabondNate does the Florida Adventure Trail, Day 4 and 5. Day 4, the morning of. Last night was an exciting night hanging from these trees out here. Everything over there is swamp. We were chasing alligators down the road last night. Great time, but still we're waking up wet. The heat, it got to us yesterday. We were exhausted on the point of dehydration, man. Drinking over a gallon and a half of water a day and still feeling dehydrated, riding with all the gear, pushing through all the sand. But I think now that we're on the western side of the state, we're at the lowest possible point. We stopped at the very lowest part of the Florida Adventure Trail. So it's all up from here. We did 160.2 miles yesterday. I woke up at 6:30ish this morning, 7:30 now. We're packed up, cleaned up a little bit, ready to rock and roll for another day of action. Now it's up to 76, so gears on, 89% humidity. But I got my navigation charged all night last night, so we should be good to go. Got my Cena charged all night last night, so it should be good to go. We'll find out what these gremlin electrical issues are when we get back. But right now, we're adapting and overcoming.
Just pulled off 471. We are now on Centigrade Road. We're coming up to a couple of splits. If it's an easy and a hard option, today we might go for the easier option on both of these upcoming splits. I think that'll help us with time, and it's been so blazing hot. Our bodies are fatigued. I think the last thing we need to do is get right back into digging our bikes out of sand first thing in the morning. Still 89% humidity out. We're at 70 feet elevation. Can't keep looking down. I hit a pothole every time I look off the road. Look at that beautiful overhang of trees. That's what I'm talking about. Out of the sand and into the beauty. The next split's going to be an obvious, okay, you got to get off the trail and go around through here. So we'll probably take that one if this one's super easy. We need some challenges in life, for crying out loud. So it stopped at the entrance and it was pretty wet. There's two big water puddles just entering it. So if it's soggy all the way around, we're just going to take this little straight route, shoot out next to these lakes out here. Good thing we missed that last one with the water holes all over, because we're going to have enough on our hands on this one, but it's a lot wider road. I have little places to go around it all over the place, except for over here.
Took a quick snack break at a gas station we passed, taking our total to 123.49.
Just now starting to hit a little of the dirt now. Everything's been pretty easy. Stopped in the town for coffee and a donut. I haven't had any sugar since this trip started, so I figured I'd treat myself to a donut. A little bit of frappuccino action instead of my normal morning coffee. Hey, a rabbit. I finally caught some wildlife. I've been waiting. I've always got the Cena off, or I was having the battery problems with it earlier. Just keeping all the items charged. Dropped us back into the woods a little deeper and some more tight little fun trails. We actually got elevation changes. There's some sand drops in some areas, so it's nice and thick, but most of it's covered like this. Pine needles. Fresh smell of the nature we're enjoying right now. Look at that, we're going down a hill in Florida, and we're way down south. This way. Back here it's been nothing but bogs, so we are in some type of Jeep course. Thank God all of them have ways around it for the most part, but I got a feeling we're going to get into some deep stuff in a little bit. Oh yeah. That's stuff we don't need to be going through in a motorcycle. But there's trails around. Wow. That would have been challenging. Again. This is definitely some kind of road for adventure vehicles. Oh! Oh, God! He came at me! It's furry animal day. I had a rabbit, and now I had a big fox squirrel jump out and try to get my tire. Super cool riding out here. There's some thick patches. There's like this, but the soil's more tacky. The sand has got traction, so can't really complain. It's got elevation. Look at us going up a hill. We're liking the West Coast. Just stand up and do it proper like. Yeehaw, look at us. Oh, pileated woodpecker. I'm getting to nature today. Glad I got my camera on. We just entered Citrus County. We are on Pleasant Grove Drive. We've been doing concrete for a little while and picking up some time, I guess. Looks like we got quite a bit of packed road and pavement ahead of us today. Let's turn it off on the Trail 13 up here. This is the Tillis Hill Recreation Area. So we're purling into the Withlacoochee State Forest Citrus Wildlife Management Area. Oh, this is a big wide fun road. It's better than being on the asphalt. There's not gonna be any traffic. Maybe you'll see some more deer. 50-mile update. We're almost at 50 miles. Still out on some Jeep trails. It keeps changing terrain. Sometimes you'll be on thick sand because they're laying down thick sand for the escape routes around it. Sometimes you're on concrete for a quick second. Sometimes you're avoiding deep roots and ruts like this. But it's been 85, 86 degrees almost all day. I think we'll avoid this guy too. It's a little deep. And just avoid all those opportunities for a bad day. We're at 59-foot elevation. It is 10:10. We've got 50 miles on the clock and it's 85 degrees. It's a good day. Every time I turn off the camera, the terrain changes. Now we're in this red clay all of a sudden. Sometimes we were seeing that earlier where it was just dug out on the side of the mountain and it's all red clay. So it must be all red clay underneath all of this. And we're just covering it up with sand and experiencing the sand the whole time. So that's Trail 9A down there. That's what I thought I turned on, but I must have turned on Trail 9. They were right next to each other. And the red line showed Trail 9A, and that's what I got on, but it actually was 9. So I guess it's just a little bit more manicured, but they just sit here parallel the whole time. And crisscross back and forth for some hill climbs and stuff. Little crossovers. But this is good sand. It's traction sand. Sort of. "55 miles into the trip and our GPS has died again, so I gotta chill, let that kind of take a little bit of a charge, or just use it while it's charging. It's really dark. Transition back to regular glasses. We got some problems. We got a torn pair of pants over here and shifting of the bags. Look at all that. Not leaving them much saddle to sit in. So we're gonna do a little retooling break real quick. Looks like it's a pretty decent place to do that, and there's cloud cover right now, so we'll take advantage of that. Get back on the road. Next stop, Homasa Springs. Up on Trail 21, headed up to Trail 6 East. It's nice to take a little break and get some things taped up, tightened up, make some adjustments on the shift pedal and things to help them be more comfortable on the motorcycle. So a happy Ghost Rider. Well, hello, Mr. Tortoise. Hey man, don't be scared of turtles. He said, "This is my road. I take it as slow as I want." He said, "I've been taking this road for 6 days. I hope you guys get through quicker."
quick break next to a gas station. We made it to Homasa Springs. That's when my dad's parents lived at some point in time. I remember coming down and playing with the alligator. We had to get some of that coconut water. There it is. I heard that stuff's really good for you, real hydrating. So refill on that, refill on waters, all the water jugs and ice. It's hot, man. We've got just over 80 something miles now, and it's around 12:30, almost 1 o'clock. So after that fuel and hydration stop, our trip totals to 140.95.
We're on 19, headed north. Just crossed the river and entered Levy County. 102-mile check-in. Leaves us at 1:30 in the afternoon. 91 degrees. The humidity's finally dropped down to 55%. 110 feet of elevation, and we've gone, like I said, 102 miles today. So we're doing good. It's Woodpecker Ridge Road. Man, I'm liking the Gulf Coast. The trails are more fast and fun instead of sitting in the heat with the sand. It had its beauty. And Florida is full of diversity of different types of soils, so the riding is so different, but it is all flat. That's one thing I can say. Tiny bits of elevation like this, which are dry, so no water for us to play in and splash off, cool down. But now that it's not just sand, and we got some turns that we can take and enjoy.
Cruising along, and the unexpected happened. SD card full. Historical moment, don't know how I miss it. 40,000 miles. The adventure bike has made it to the 40,000 mile mark, and mostly this kind of riding, this type of terrain, out here in the woods, getting it done, beating it to death and still going. Road closed the vehicle, so we ran into our first situation where we won't be able to go any further due to legalities. I've been trying to keep it legal this whole time. So it's just a little shoot off that comes and pops back on here. It's probably only 1.2 miles long. But we're gonna keep it on the straight and narrow this time and keep it legal. 163.5 miles, it's 4:30, 91 degrees, and we're gonna be in a hotel for the night. Do some laundry, gonna go across the street and take advantage of the ABC pizza place right next door, or maybe the barbecue joint. We'll see what happens. Trip totals up to $152.95 after dropping $12 into laundry, and Dave bought dinner. Day 5 of the Florida Adventure Trail. Nice casual start to the morning. We got up about 6:30, started coming out to the motorcycles, ticking away at things, got my chain adjusted, hit the buggy bath up, cleaned up my motorbike, got the chain all clean, didn't worry about the boxes or anything. She's ready to go for another adventure. While Dave was packing up his bike in the morning and getting his teeth brushed, I headed out to Walmart to stock up on SD cards.
Started out at 8:30, 80 degrees, 83% humidity. Just had a little shower. We're at 53 feet elevation, just leaving a little town called Chiefland off 19. We're about an hour and a half out from the end of the first section that I created. So we'll see if we can make it to that, and then carry through the lower portion of the next section to get us out to Tillis Hill. That's the end of my destination for today, which is a big task, but if we push, we can make it.
Topped off our fuel tank before going deep in the woods, bringing our total to 158.22. All right, so it looks like we came along to south on 349, and we are here now. Gonna slide all the way up, and that'll take us up into the armpit. Hit it. What do we got here? Oh, he just chilling. That's just like a little. Oh, wait a second. No.
Getting to see some wildlife. There's a giant locust back there, and a snake, and then all these birds flying overhead. It's getting another day of wildlife. Look at them all. Yes, I mean, that's not your most glamorous bird, but I can always take an opportunity to fly with the birds. As close as I'll get. Can't run off the road here. It'd be hard to retrieve your motorcycle out of that. Enjoying this kind of hard pack. You get to cover some ground and see some scenery and wildlife and an alligator. Oh, I actually have it on time. Oh, he dipped out pretty quick. But this is something that I would do in no time schedule. But if I had to make a schedule, I would have 10 days. Why 10 days? But we've got hot springs, blue springs, Totter springs, all kinds of manatee springs. There's all kinds of stuff to stop and see. There's Indian archaeological sites and museums, and there's all kinds of little tiny towns to go and have some stuff at the eateries. There's so much to do. Just entered Big Bend Wildlife Management Area. Doing our 50-mile check-in. Cool 85 degrees. We're down at 37 feet. 9:40 in the morning. We're out in an area that's for members only, but we have a red line, so we must be members. That's nice canopy. The shade is nice. Hopefully we catch some more wildlife in action. Climbing up over the Steinhatchee, I think it was. Starting to rain. Supposed to have some big thunderstorms today. Oh, there is more. This is Riverside Drive. RV sites for rent. Must be right there. There's like a houseboat and a half. Woof. We're at the Big Bend Wildlife Management Area, Tide Swamp Unit.
Just 1 minute down the road.
Well, we're not going that way. Not only is there's a sign, but it also big yellow gate. So we gotta find a way back out and around. Go back that way. Wild boar action up here. Just as I pull the camera out, he slips in. We can see the Gulf of Mexico! There's like a whole community built on stilts over there. You have to right there. Good Lord. Or just put it on wheels. That way you can move it out when the storms come. That's what these guys are doing.
Another quick stop for fuel and supplies brings our total to $170.99.
It's our 100-mile check-in. We're getting on pavement for the last, there's one section we had to go around. It kept us on the pavement. The back end, they were doing construction on it, so that must have been why I had the gates closed. But that's put us on a warp speed trip for 100 miles at 11 o'clock, so that's 2.5 hours. That's twice as fast as we were normally traveling. It's 83.8 degrees or 49 foot of elevation. Coming up on Spring Warrior Road, where we're going to cut off and see if we can find some more dirt. Destination for tonight is to get back into Tillis Hill. It's a pretty cool place. It opens up into big, wide, vast areas of nothing but sawgrass and some chopped off palms, and then you got this where the road is covered and you have some shade, and it's somewhere you wouldn't want to be unless you're cruising through it on a motorcycle or an adventure machine. Hope nothing breaks out here. Long walk and only one path. We just did 109 miles, 85.9 degrees, so it's been super cool today. 69 feet elevation. This is awesome. So we had a split in the trail. We had the choice of staying in the dirt infinite amount of time or jumping back up and finding some food on 98, and then it connects right back into the trail. So we decided to get some food. It was 12 o'clock. Took about a 30-minute break. got some grub, let this torrential rainpour come down over top of us, so it ended up being the right decision. And now we're back on the road. Finally off the asphalt, we are on Hickory Mound. Still part of the Big Bend, but off 98. We had a long stretch of 98 because the other piece was closed. Got some deer action. Out into the vast nothingness. Just a road. I guess they had to make land because there was none. Degrees, 29 feet, 28 feet, 26 feet. Oh boy, we're sinking. 25, 24, 23. How low can we go? 22. I got an outhouse out here, boat docks, place to drop a line. This is a little paradise.
We took a moment to pose in this extraordinary landscape, and then it was back to cranking out the miles.
We're almost at the 150 mile mark for the day. Just crossed where the split was to stay on 98 and get down to, I guess, Cabarel and get to Tillis Hill, or take the loop around north to Tallahassee. Still staying on the trail, just taking the easy route for today to be easy on an adventure bike. Been using it and abusing it. And easy on our bodies. Entering Jefferson County, just across the water. Alright, so we're entering Franklin County from the Ochila Bay. We just hit about the 200 mark for the day as well. It's only 81 degrees and the coolest it's been on a day trip. Well, I guess if you need to cool off, you can go swimming at one of these beaches. Looks like we're pulling off the blacktop and getting onto McIntyre Road, which is also part of the Panhandle Adventure Trail, but most importantly, Tillis Hill State Forest Crooked River Track. We're in Tillis Hill, baby! So 212 miles, 82 degrees, 29 foot of elevation. Perfect weather, the wildlife is starting to emerge. This is how you end the day right here. We're going to end it early because that trek down 319 and 98 is pretty rough on the body. Holding at 55, 60 miles an hour the whole time. It's just not my forte anymore.
In Carabel, we stopped at the infamous Harry's Bar for a celebratory drink for our 200+ mile day. Then we took a scenic cruise down the dirt road that paralleled the New River to our campsite for the night at Goalie Ranch. But look where I ended up. We're back at the campsite number 1, Goalie Ranch in Tillis Hill, New River. Remember how high the water was? Now I can't even get to the water. Look at that. But it's a beautiful day out here on day 5. I didn't even check how many miles we did. I'll put that up here. And what time did we stop right here? And camping right there. Dave found a comfortable place to relax, and I'm prepared to put another MRE down before making friends with the wildlife. Hello, buddy. Let's go check out the river from the bridge. It's more peaceful and quiet when it doesn't have water rushing 6 feet higher than normal. And there's some big things jumping out in the water out there. I'm gonna have to get the bowl out and see if we can wrangle any fish up tonight. No luck fishing, so I spent my time admiring the foliage, preparing for another night's sleep under a beautiful bright moon. Stay tuned for the last stretch of the Florida Adventure Trail with MotoVagabondNate and Dave.